This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Thursday, May 25th, 2017. The title of this rant will be, How Long Can We Continue to Accept Unacceptable Behavior? So the discourse in the United States in terms of politics has gotten really weird lately. So yesterday, the Republican candidate for the House seat in Montana, the election is today, basically body slammed a reporter from The Guardian to the ground, doubled down, basically said it was the reporter's fault. There were reporters in there from Fox News who basically said, no, it was the Republican candidate who basically picked him up and threw him down. And of course, two things about that. People stick their mics in candidates' faces all the time. A lot of people don't like it. They learn very early on to keep their cool, to answer the question properly, to not get excited. This guy lost everything in terms of his emotional control and went right and just smacked the shit out of this guy. So what's going to happen? We don't know. The election is today for that House seat, and approximately there are 400,000 votes in the state of Montana. Possibly as many as 250,000 were write-ins, were sent in earlier, which means there's only about 150,000 that possibly could be voting today. If that Republican, and the Republican was charged with, I believe, a third-degree misdemeanor. I wonder if they'll change that to assault at one particular point in time. But two things on it is, number one, will he be elected? And then number two, will the House of Representatives actually allow him to be seated after that type of behavior? Now, yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, the loser, we had some minutes that were released by the Philippines in terms of a conversation that the loser had with the president of the Philippines, where the loser basically told him what an extraordinary job he was doing in the Philippines regarding the drug problem, which is not ironic. It's really sad and pathetic because the president of the Philippines has waged an all-out war on the drug problem there, basically encouraging vigilantes to, let's just say, murder in cold blood anyone who they think may be a drug dealer, so to speak. So you can imagine if you have a grudge against somebody else, you get your little posse together, you go murder that person, or maybe they owe you some money and say, oh, that person was a drug dealer. And of course, they say that about, 7,000 to 9,000 people have been killed in the Philippines this year, murdered just because of that. And our president, that betrayer of trust, told him what a great and extraordinary job that he was doing. Just unbelievable. And in the same conversation, he divulged secret information in terms of the fact that he told the president of the Philippines that we had 2 submarines in the area, which of course, the Chinese are looking for that kind of stuff all the time, but it just basically reaffirmed that they knew exactly where they needed to look for these things. Just completely unacceptable, behavior. And remember, just a couple of days ago, or within the last week, that Mr. Minority went out and told the Russians that it was the Israelis that had given them information on ISIL that was very, very important to them. And of course, the Russians could figure out who gave it to him. They figured that out very quickly. And then he doubled down on it when he was in fucking Israel, basically saying that he never used the word Israel, thereby guaranteeing that it was Israel that was the country that had gotten the information. Just unbelievable that this stuff would come about. And just as a last little point, because in the Manchester bombing that happened just the other day, the New York Times reported some information that was leaked to them by American security intelligence people that the British intelligence did not want to have leaked. And I think the first thing was they leaked the name of the bomber himself. And of course, the thing is, it starts at the top. And when it starts at the top, you have a complete disregard for, let's just say, acceptable behavior. This is the kind of crap that's going to go on.